on, Keith, don't be silly. Give me the rifle.
Bloke's got a right to defend his property.
Where do you think you are? The Wild West?
Time was a bloke could depend on you, mob. Not anymore. Got to take care of things for yourself.
Not with that, you don't. Come on, hand it over. Keith, give me the rifle or I'm going to have to take it off you.
That old bastard should be locked up.
No, he's harmless enough.
Yeah, harmless. He was taking pot shots at us, for God's sake.
He'd be dealt with. He claims he was firing over your heads.
You believe him?
He also says you're trespassing on his land. Now, would you mind telling us what you're doing here, please, sir?
Survey for the government. It's all above board. He would have had formal notice weeks ago.
Assuming our boss did the paperwork.
Yeah, assuming Keith read it.
Laszlo, be careful to make sure everything's cut and dried on a project as big as this.
What project would that be?
I'm sorry, I can't say at this stage.
We'll find out, you know. You see, we're policemen.
It's confidential. You'll have to ask Mr. Horvath.
Yeah, we will, mate. Don't worry. Might be as well just to check the paperwork did get done.
Easy. He's on his way up here now. I'll give him a call.
No, thanks, sir. You just want to tell him to come down to the station, please? We'll sort it out down there.
What I don't understand is why the land's being surveyed. I mean, Keith Purvis will never sell.
You won't have a choice if the project goes through.
Compulsory acquisition? That's a bit rough.
Well, he'll be adequately compensated.
I doubt if Keith would see it like that. What is the project, anyway?
Something I think that you would entirely approve of. The proposed Institute for Forensic Psychiatry. Keep the bastards locked up tight and out of harm's way, eh?
I didn't know they had us in mind.
One of the preferred sites.
So it's not definite?
Oh, no. Nothing is definite until the contract is signed, Sergeant.
Well, just keep it under your hat if you wouldn't mind. I'm not sure that Mount Thomas is actually ready for a prison for the criminally insane.
A treatment centre, Sergeant. High-security treatment centre.
Whatever you want to call it.
Don't go trouble till you have to. Don't worry, your good citizens will not hear it from me.
Great.
Prisonly mad, Thomas. You must be joking.
No, that's what she said.
Chris, Len?
Hey, you lot know anything about the jail they're planning to build?
No, it's news to me.
Silly must have got it wrong.
That'd be a first.
Yeah, I might give her a call and check it out, eh?
Surely they wouldn't build something like that out here. I mean, the city's a more logical place to put it, don't you think?
When did logic have anything to do with government decisions, man?
Excuse me, sir.
You know what has happened? One of your supposedly good citizens has let down all my tyres.
Bush Telegraph's worked overtime on this one.
Well, it could be just kids mucking around.
Was this under the window screen?
How do they know it was your car?
Company ident on the door, I guess.
It's a bit of a giveaway.
I haven't even visited the site yet, and the only person I have spoken to in Mount Thomas is you, Sergeant. So whatever their source of information, it is not from me.
Yes, all right, Mr. Horvath.
Well, what about my car?
Constable Patterson, there's a battery-operated pump in the back of the four-wheel drive. Give Mr. Horvath a hand, will you?
First, shots at my staff and now this. What kind of town are you running here?
Come on. Doyle, see if you can find Cooper, will you? Those two would do anything to get out of radar duty.
Oh, if you've over, we love it. You know we do.
You want me to go and have a chat to Keith Purvis?
He's already been charged with a firearms offence. He wouldn't be that stupid, would he?
You see, the last thing we need is a prison on our doorstep. Yeah. You know, it's not just the place itself. It's the prison officers, the Crims families. We might as well just all move to Melbourne.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way. Look, it'll be good for business.
Oh, come on.
Look, I know how you all feel, but it's just a rumour. If there was anything in it, we would have heard something down the station.
Look, if Celia Donald's prepared to put money on this, then so am I. Yeah. You know, they've got a real high planning something like this without consulting the town first.
That's right. Yeah. What's this, a stop work meeting?
Maggie, what do you know about this jail they're planning on building?
Well, it's early days yet. Apparently they've just started the survey.
You said you knew nothing about it.
Next?
Well, Chris, we've only just heard about it ourselves.
Typical bloody government decision-making. I mean, you treat the public like mushrooms. You keep them in the dark, feed them on press releases. Well, we won't let the bastards get away with that, will we?
So what were you doing in town, Keith?
Geez, can't a bloke even come in for supplies without being picked on?
What time did you get in?
I don't know. Half hour ago.
Plenty of time to tamper with Horvath's four-wheel drive.
Who's Horvath?
Boss of the blokes you were taking pot shots at this morning.
Serve the bugger right. Someone else in town doesn't like trespassers either.
They've got a perfect right to be there, Keith. They're on government business.
Yeah, funny business. Celia Donald reckons they're going to build a prison here. Is that right? Well, not on my land, they don't.
Look, Keith, I know how you feel, but there are better ways of protesting than harassing blokes who are just trying to do their job.
Letting his tyres down, Keith.
Organise a petition, write to your MP, but stay out of trouble. You find yourself slapped with enough summonses to paper a dunny. Now get out of here.
Tell you what, they have a fight on their hands. I'm not the only one whose blood will stain the waffle before we let this go through.
Well, the news is all over town already. They're up in arms over it about at the pub.
Well, I can't say I blame them. Still, they've got to build prisons somewhere, don't they?
Yeah, but not in my backyard, eh? I wonder where Celia got her info from.
God knows, but if she's been around in 1942, they'd never have bombed Darwin.
Mags was saying this prison's actually a high-security nut house.
Oh, really? An Institute of Forensic Psychiatry is the correct term, Cooper.
Seriously? Chris will go feral.
Well, make damn sure she doesn't hear it from you. I don't want anybody running off at the mouth over this, understood?
Well, they're bound to find out sooner or later. It's really going to hit the fan, isn't it?
It's nice to know we've got law-abiding drivers today.
Yeah, either that or some help for the citizens put a sign up down the road.
VKC to Mount Thomas 208.
Mount Thomas 208.
You're to back up Mount Thomas 509 at the Purvis property. There's been a shooting with one person injured.
Right, Roger VKC, ETA 5 minutes.
What's Keith been up to now?
All right, just calm down.
Calm down? Just how calm would you be if someone shot you in the bum while you was taking a leak?
Very nasty.
There you go, boss. There's a slug of brandy in there for the shock.
Shock? I'm not in shock. I'm just bloody furious.
You know who might have done this? About 10 minutes ago.
Idiot Purvis, of course. Who else? I'm talking to you.
Well, did you actually see him, Mr. Horvath?
My back was turned at the time, obviously.
You right there, sir? You want to handle that?
Obviously.
Ambulance been called?
Yes.
I am not shelling out a couple of $100 to those bludgers.
No, crime's compensation.
One of the boys will drive me back.
No, I need to speak to the
No,
boys here,
I have
Mr.
already
Horvath.
told you no.
I don't need that attended to, sir. Looks a bit nasty.
Yes, look, you could have bits of plastic, the circuit board there, I mean, God knows what, mobile phone, direct hit.
Long distance, huh? Very nasty. Should be in hospital, sir. Bottom line.
Well, if you want me in hospital, then you drive me.
You're right there, sir. Now, don't worry. We'll be there. It's a shortcut. It's sealed, sir.
I was up over there with the boss. I reckon I was bloody lucky the loony didn't get me as well.
Oh, you didn't see anything?
Oh, well, we had our backs turned. Oh, he told you that.
Tough. You, sir, Mr.
Flynn.
Mr. Flynn, right?
Andy Flynn. I was in the site van entering data. Didn't see a thing.
Oh, you must have heard something. Any idea where the shot came from?
I was concentrating.
Oh, look, it's obvious, isn't it? That silly old bugger Purvis did it.
Well, we'd certainly like to eliminate him from our inquiries, so yes.
Well, we just go and arrest him. Get him out of our hair. I mean, we have got a job to do.
Well, we usually like to get a bit of evidence before we arrest anyone, sir. Just our quaint little way of doing things out here in the sticks.
Why on earth didn't you call for an ambulance? There might be spinal injuries, all kind of complications.
Oh, well, he didn't want to pay the charges for the ambulance attendant.
Well, then you should have insisted.
He's just got a bullet in his bum. I mean, give me some credit for common sense. There's no spinal damage.
Oh, you have a medical degree, do you, Senior Constable?
No, well, I've seen my fair share of flesh wounds in my time.
And you observed a point of exit for the bullet, did you?
No, well, no. He said he's bounced off his mobile phone.
Well, I'll be in touch when we've removed the bullet and he's out of danger.
And make sure you get the freeze-dried coffee, not this powdered rubbish. Well, that's the same to me.
Heading back.
You found that idiot Purvis yet?
No, he's not at home.
No, you better find him before I do.
Don't worry, we will.
What the hell?
Sounds like you're out of fuel, mate.
Oh, no, she's nearly full.
Yeah, it's full, all right. Sugar. The thing is, if, what's his name?
Horvath.
Yeah, well, if he had been seriously injured, they might have been stuck out there with no way to get him to hospital.
Oh, I don't know about that. Well, they had the mobile phones out there, and Horvath's four-wheel drive was there too.
Point taken, though. Whoever did it wasn't to know that.
Yeah.
And it's still criminal damage to the vehicle. Time for a friendly chat and a bit of community policing, I reckon.
It's just not good enough. My family's been farming here since a year dot. Who are they to tell me what to do with my land?
Adam, what do you reckon? You've got a stake in this town with your land down by Emu Creek.
Well, this is political. We're not supposed to get involved.
Oh, who told you to say that?
Stirring again, Keith.
Just rallying the troops. Like you said, legitimate protest.
Well, as long as legitimate protest doesn't include damage to property and intentionally causing serious injury.
What do you mean, serious injury? I fired a couple of shots, but I didn't hit anyone, as well you know.
Laszlo Horvath was taken to hospital this afternoon with a gunshot wound.
Yeah, well, Keith's been in here all afternoon.
You're absolutely sure of that?
Yep, everybody here will say the same thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Look, I can understand you don't want the prison built here, but there are acceptable forms
Look,
of
Tom,
protest.
you live here too. How do you feel about it?
How I feel doesn't matter. My job is to uphold the law.
Yeah, it's what the Gestapo said at Nuremberg.
Tom, you know as well as we do, probably even better, what a prison will do to this town. We have to make a stand before it's too late to change their
whatever
minds.
stand you like, as long as it's within the law. Look, if anybody, and I mean anybody, breaks the law in this town, then they will face the consequences. Horvath and his men have got a job to do. Now, just let them get on with it, will you?
So you won't back us?
I've said all I have to say.
Well, we know where we stand then.
Yeah, on the other side of the fence. You can never trust the coppers when the chips are down.
We won't let a government committee ruin our town. We will do whatever we have to do to protect it. And if that means taking direct action, so be it. We'll accept the consequences, right?
Now, sir, to me, that says a hole.
Yeah, and it should have a surveying peg in it. So should about 40 other holes.
Most of yesterday's work wasted.
And they took the pegs. That's theft.
It is theft, isn't it, sir? You're right. Now, can you tell me how much one of your pegs would cost?
Oh, not much of themselves, a couple of bucks, but it's the principle of the thing.
Yes, I understand that, sir. Now, can you give me a brief description of your peg, just so we know what to look for when we find the people responsible?
Like this. They must have dropped one.
Well, thank you.
Looks like a garden stake. You get them for $5 a bundle at the hardware.
Look, it's still theft. And they've destroyed a whole day's work. Now we want the pegs back and we want the thief charged, right?
Right, sir, right. We're going to give this matter our utmost attention, aren't we, Constable?
Yes, Senior.
We'll now make a description of the peg.
Hey?
About 50 centimetres in length, sharp at one end, blunt at the other, painted white at blunt end, with number written in black texter, I think it is. Texter? Is it texter? Texter. T-E-X-T-A.
Well, the crime starts a good, Tom, but the overtime looks a bit rich.
Balance each other out, I'd have thought.
Maybe. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Now, there was one other thing. What do you know about this proposal to build a high-security prison here?
Probably about as much as you do.
Well, it's just that there's been a bit of ill feeling in the town. A couple of incidents already.
Well, Tom, you know your duty if the law's been broken.
Well, I have read the Riot Act, of course.
Prisons have to be built somewhere, Tom. Point out the economic advantages, jobs, more people using the shops, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, thanks for your advice.
Well, my door's always open. What the devil is this doing where somebody can fall over it? What is this, Tom? Gardening supplies?
Sir, I think that those might be the survey pegs that were reported stolen.
Survey pegs.
From this prison site. Like I said, there's been a lot of resentment.
Yeah, well, that's your problem, Tom. You sort it out.
Leadership's a wonderful thing, Doyle. Oh, well, you can tell Schultz that he can put the bloodhounds back in their kennel, call off the SWAT team. The crime of the century seems to have solved itself.
Yeah, look, it's Chris Riley speaking. You stayed in my pub last time you were in Mount Thomas? Yeah, that's right. Look, it's about this prison they're thinking of building. Institute of what? No, of course Tom Goyne didn't say anything about it, and I'm not surprised. An ordinary prison's bad enough for the criminally insane. Are you sure about this? Well, yeah, of course we're all upset. You bet there is. Big trouble.
Mr. Horvath was very lucky an inch either way in it.
My dad used to say an inch either way could make a big difference to a man's life.
Yeah, well, in this case, the difference between hitting the femoral artery and damaging the spine. Luckily, the mobile phone took most of the force of the shot, and it was only 22. I don't know if your forensics people can get a lot from that.
Yeah, well, how'd you know the calibre?
I shoot anger.
Yeah. What type do you shoot?
Smith & Wesson Combat Masterpiece.
Right, let's get on with it, eh?
Why does she want to be shooting a gun like that?
I don't know, Nick. You just shut up. Straight. Hey, Mr. Horvath, how you feeling?
How do you reckon? Have you arrested that pain-in-the-ass Purvis yet?
No, we just need to go over a few details if you're feeling up to it. Now, you said you're going to the toilet when the incident occurred.
I just finished when I got hit.
Right, and you were standing?
On top of the hill, by the big gum tree.
Now, did you see anyone prior to the incident?
Look, why all the questions? It was Purvis.
Well, Mr. Purvis has got 20 people to swear he was at the Imperial Hotel at the time.
Well, I bet he does.
Can you be a bit clearer where the shot came from, sir?
Behind me, that's all I know.
Well, that could be anywhere.
The shooter was probably about 30 degrees to Mr. Horvath's right. You see, the bullet entered in a slightly upward trajectory, so the point of firing would have been at about 10 degrees de-elevation.
Right, well, that means it had to come from below. It's from the road. Well, it doesn't make sense, Mr.
I
Horvath.
was turning round when I got hit. So what?
Right, thanks very much for your help, Doctor.
We can be surprisingly helpful if we're asked politely.
Right, let's go and have a look at the right place, eh? So. Right, Nick, you right?
Hey. Thanks.
We shall not be moved.
We shall not be moved. Just like a
dream, standing by the waterside.
We shall not.
And then they shoved us in here and that red-headed bitch put super glue in the lock.
The people of Mount Thomas are angry at the government's lack of consultation on this prison issue. Would you like to comment, Miss Riley?
Yeah, you're damn right. And if they think they can walk all over us, then they think again.
Yeah, my father died for this country, and I'm prepared to do the same for this, my bit of it.
We shall not be moved.
You can forget about collecting any more evidence, mate. A herd of elephants couldn't have done a better job.
Hey, how long before you blokes can get us out of here?
Well, if it isn't my favourite detective.
Harriet, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know me, PJ, if there's a good story.
Well, I wouldn't have thought it was big enough for your interest.
Well, a man's been shot. Small town up in arms. That's news. I'm interested. Very interested.
OK, Nick, I'll let him know.
Mount Thomas 509, back on channel.
More trouble, Doyle? You got that look about you.
And Nick thought that you'd want to know this protest is turning into a media circus. The very lovely Harriet Keppel is down at the site.
God help us.
God, we need some action.
I mean, I'd feel the same way if I were in your shoes. People with money think they can just walk all over the rest of us.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
It's my job. I've got a family to support.
Reckon these would be the job, eh?
Where'd you get them?
Keith's shed. He won't mind.
We've got Buckley's chance of finding any further evidence. Purvis has really covered his tracks.
Assuming, of course, that it was Keith.
Just the only lead we got.
Yeah, but we had his rifle safely tucked away at the time. Half the town seems eager to give him an alibi.
Yeah, could have got hold of another gun. There's no shortage around here. Reckon we've got enough to search his place.
All right, take Doyle with you. I need Schultz here. If you do find a rifle, the silly bugger's really done it this time. He'll have to rent out his farm while he's inside for the next few years.
Your office, Tom. This prison business. How come D24 had to tell me there'd been a shooting?
Well, I told you there'd been some incidents. You told me to take care of it.
Well, what are you doing about it? Horvath's got influential friends. They want action.
They're getting it. We're investigating some possibilities.
Good. Find whoever's responsible, Tom, and come down fast and hard. This prison business has become a political hot potato. The people have to understand that public good comes before personal feelings.
Surely that's up to the politicians and their PR people.
Yes, of course. I just mean we have to be seen doing our job without fear or favour.
I'd hope that's the way we always did our job, sir.
Listen, there's not much going on here, Chris. You promised me.
Well, we can get a search warrant if you like, Mr. Purvis. A little cooperation. We can go straight.
Senior Detective Hasham, have you made an arrest of the person responsible for the shooting of Mr.
we're
Horvath?
following up leads. You might not stick that... And turn it off. Turn that thing off this way, Mr. Purvis.
That woman couldn't lie straight in bed.
Wouldn't know, Max.
Might be worth finding out, that, eh?
Shut up, Keith. Put your seatbelt on.
Come on, you guys. If we don't get any publicity, nobody will listen. Come on, you don't want this prison any more than we do.
What, called out every time some Fruit Loop goes over the wall?
Exactly.
The prison guards want a day off.
Come on,
No,
Chris,
thank
we're
you.
going to push you around.
Look, we just need some action for the camera. Come on, please. Drink something afterwards.
Top shelf?
You're on.
All right.
Let me go! Come on,
come on, mate, come on, come on! Come on, get off!
Two large regional centres have successfully lobbied against the proposed Institute of Forensic Psychiatry. Now it's the turn of Mount Thomas, a normally peaceful backwater in northwestern Victoria.
This is harassment, hey, Chris?
Senior police officers have expressed public approval for the project, which will house up to 200 prisoners deemed to be criminally insane. The difference here is that apparently police and townsfolk are in agreement, one might even say in collusion, in not wanting this prison.
You don't want this prison any more than we do.
What, called out every time some Fruit Loop goes over the wall?
Exactly.
Or a prison guard wants a day off? No, thank you very much.
Come on, Chris, we're not going to push you around.
Look, we just need some action for the camera. Come on, please.
What?
How about drink something afterwards?
Top shelf?
You're on.
All right.
Didn't happen like that.
Camera doesn't lie, Cooper.
With respect, sir, Keppel does have a reputation for biased reporting.
Well, that's as may be. But this puts us in a very bad light.
Yeah, I agree entirely. I promise you it won't happen again.
I want the shooting to take top priority. Hasham, I take it you've made an arrest.
Well, we found an unregistered firearm at the Purvis property, sir, and forensic are going to do tests to see if it was the firearm involved.
Good. Then get on with it. I'd like some good news to appear in the media. And while Miss Riley involves herself in this protest, might I suggest that you all patronise another hotel?
Is that an order?
A suggestion, a recommendation.
But that's restraint of trade.
Common sense, Miss Riley. We must be seen to be above suspicion.
Look, it could have been anybody. The whole town's up in arms, not just me.
Keith, letting down tyres is a tamper, sugar in a petrol tank is criminal damage, but shooting at Mr. Horvath is attempted murder.
I was in the pub. Got witnesses.
Yeah, who'd lie through their teeth for you.
Prove it.
Keith, just tell us about the rifle, will you?
I tell you, I never seen it before.
Look, when forensic confirms that bullet that wounded Horvath came from your rifle, you're stuffed, mate, so stop wasting our time.
I didn't do it. But I'll shake the hand of the man who did.
Look, mate, she's within her rights as licensee. If she won't serve you, that's that.
I saw that piece of the news. You're in cahoots, all of you lot and her. What is it? She likes them young, does she?
Right, that's it. You want him out, Chris?
Yep.
Hey,
Come on.
Hey!
Come on.
Cooper, what do you think you're doing?
Publican requested assistance in ejecting a troublemaker.
I was not making trouble.
You're off duty and you're injured. If the publican required assistance, she should have phoned the station.
And I'd have got it, would I?
If we thought the situation warranted it, yes. What seems to be the problem?
Well,
Look,
I booked
just
a
don't
room,
want
right?
him
Now
in
she
the
says
place
it's
of
not
safety.
quieten down.
Look, all I want is a decent night's sleep. We've lost 2 days' work. I've got an early start in the morning. You know, can't you make her see reason?
Look, there are other pubs in town. I might save a bit of trouble if you
Yeah,
tried
they're
one
all
there.
full, or so they say. Besides, it's too late to go looking now.
Chris, why not? I mean, you're trying to shoot the messenger here. Why don't you just give him a room for the night and be done with it?
Look, if you're so concerned, let him sleep in the lockup.
Look, I'm sorry, mate. I've done my best. I don't know what else to do.
Okay, then. You can stay for one night only.
Fair enough. Any chance of getting something to eat?
Don't push your luck.
Thanks, Chris. Very nice of you. I knew you'd see reason.
Don't thank me. Thank Adam.
He's been bailed. We're not going to get anything else from him anyway. And besides, he's not going to skip the country.
Righto, Mr. Purvis. You can go.
About time. I told you I was in the clear.
No, I didn't say that. You'll be charged over the possession of the rifle, but you can go for now.
I might go down to the pub, celebrate my freedom.
Keith, how about I give you a lift home instead? I'm sure that you've got some stock to attend to or something.
Man, to be a fool to pass up an offer like that. Righto, Missy, you're wrong.
See ya.
Dim lighting, hot coffee, and my favourite detective.
Harriet. What are you doing here?
You're not usually this standoffish, PJ. Don't tell me you've gone all upright on me. Or is upright quite the word I want?
You never give up, do you, Miss Kipple?
I like to think not.
You ever seen a movie called Sleeping with the Enemy?
Oh, PJ, it made a good story.
No, you listen to me. You made my mates look like fools. I do not appreciate that. Is that clear?
Well, look, it got Chris Riley the publicity she wanted. And I'll tell you something else. There's a lot more where that came from. This whole prison thing's about to blow wide open.
What are you saying?
Oh, well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? And, you know me, nothing is for nothing.
All right, Harriet. What do you want?
Oh, well, you could be a little friendly.
No, hang on.
PJ, do you want to grab... I'm sorry. I should have not.
Mags, it's fine. We'll get something to eat.
Caught in flagrante delicto. What will that girl think of me?
She is trouble on legs.
Oh, come on, Mags. Look, if you're talking about last night, all I was trying to do was get information from her about that prison project, that's all.
Oh, pull the other one. I saw the way she was winding herself around you like a python thinking about its lunch.
Oh, what? You don't like her, do you?
That is not the point.
No,
now, will you stop defending her?
Hey,
you
I'm not defending her. I'm not.
She is a journalist, and I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw it. Now, can we stop talking about your friend and get on with our job?
OK, well, you go and talk to the neighbours, Ms. Doyle, and I'll look for the shell case, all right?
Fine.
Great.
There were people making a racket outside my hotel room all night. The breakfast was absolutely disgusting, and to top it off, some mongrel's gone and dumped a load of cow poop all over the seats of my boss's car.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Where was your car park?
It was in the hotel car park, and yes, it was locked.
Right, you come through here. We'll get some details off you. Come on, through here.
Bloody madhouse out there. Cooper, go and snip the front door.
Okay, everyone, sitting down.
Chris, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Civil disobedience. This is the city.
No, it's not. Now, you get out of here before I have you all charged.
Not leaving.
Patterson, Schultz, give him a hand. Oh, this is getting out of control. What do you mean you can't provide reinforcements? Yes, of course I want to speak to Ted Faulkner, but nobody seems to know where he is. He's not answering his car phone. What about Senior Sergeant Draper? Is she... She's away on a course.
Boss, Inspector Faulkner on the other line.
Ted, sir, I'm glad you called. We've got a bit of a situation here, and we... Where are you? Wait, get to the front door. Let Inspector Faulkner in. What the hell's going on? Does it look like? I thought I told you to get these people out of here.
How did I get on this time?
I tried to contact you. All right, everybody, hold it right there. You're not obliged to answer any questions, but anything you do say may be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
This is ridiculous, Tom.
Miss Riley, I saw you myself. You had a length of timber raised to strike Senior Constable Schultz for a second time.
Look, I didn't even hit him the first time. There was this big bloke there. I've never seen him before, so he wasn't a local. He thumped Nick, and I grabbed the pole to stop him from doing it again.
A mysterious stranger. You really expect us to believe that, Miss Riley?
Nick will back me up. He knows who hit him.
Unfortunately, because of your attack on Senior Constable Schultz, he's in no position to confirm or deny your story. He's on his way to hospital.
Must have been a hell of a whack to bring Nick down like that. Is he going to be okay?
We hope so.
What have you people got against using the ambulance service?
It's too slow.
You're awake, are you? How many fingers am I holding up?
16 and a half. The shoulder's a bit sore, though.
Yes, a colleague here says you dislocated it. He apparently put it back in place before driving you here.
I play footy. I know what to do. Besides, the sooner a dislocation's sorted out, the better.
Well, that's as may be. I want to take an X-ray of the shoulder and keep an eye on the concussion. He'll be in overnight, maybe a couple of days.
Oh, no, I've got to get back.
Now, look, I'm the doctor,
Somebody's
and
ill.
I say you're staying here. A concussion's no laughing matter, even for a thick skull like yours. That scalp wound may need stitches. And we can make the shoulder more comfortable too, so why don't you just lie back and let us look after you, eh?
Listen, I've known Chris Riley most of her life, and this just doesn't fit.
That's my point. You and your men drink at a pub, you can't possibly be impartial.
With all due respect, Ted, I disagree. If Chris Riley says that somebody else hit Nick, then we've got to investigate it. Besides, she's not exactly Godzilla. It would take an awful lot of strength to knock him out.
Well, that woman handles barrels and crates all day. She's probably fitter than you are.
Yeah, she probably is, but you said yourself, we have to be seen to be fair. Well, that cuts both ways.
All right. No favours, Tom. I'll be keeping a close eye on this.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Boss, the vet's checked Nick out. She reckons he'll be okay. She just wants to keep him in overnight for observation.
Right, yeah, thanks, Wayne. You better give Cooper a hand with the interviewing.
Good at.
Right, thanks, VKC.
And bad news?
Yeah, you could say that. But at least it wasn't a complete waste of a morning.
You know, I was just thinking down here is a really odd place to be shooting from. There's just too much risk of being seen.
No, it's not like Purvis doesn't give a stuff whether he's seen or not. Now, Frenzy just said it's possible that the bullet came from the rifle we found at the Purvis place. But they're not 100% sure.
So Keith has an alibi and we don't have any evidence.
We got this?
Maybe we should start taking a look at some more guns. After all, there's plenty of people around town who don't want this prison.
But give us a break, Max. We're trying to narrow the field, not widen it.
I thought playing a wide field was pretty much a style detective.
So, Keith, after you refused to leave the police station... Hang on a bit, sonny. Police station's a public place, and you're public servants, remember?
No, Keith, we're police officers, remember?
So, Keith, did you actually see Senior Constable Schultz go down?
Yeah, like felling a tree. Good on Chrissy. Served the bugger right for pushing her around earlier on.
You're quite sure you saw it hit him?
I'm not saying another word. I'm no dobber.
Independent witness, Tom. Can't sweep this under the carpet. Anyway, it'll be all over the news tonight. It'd be nice if we could say we've made an arrest.
The news, of course.
There's a principle at stake here, Sergeant. Even ASIO can't go barging in confiscating footage.
It hasn't been confiscated, Miss Keppel. You're being public-spirited, helping us with our inquiry.
Here, boss.
There you go, that's him, that's our man.
You know, I think I saw him. Just over the road getting out of a van. It was a white Toyota Tarago, 89 model, dent in the rear offside panel.
Very impressive, Ted.
Observation, Tom, old habits.
All right, Patterson, Cooper, get on with it.
Have you moved your bowels today?
No, none of your business.
Right, we'll freshen you up and you can have a nice rest then.
Oh, can't I do it myself?
You'll feel better after a wash.
Look, I can do it myself.
No, you can't. I'll let the nurse help you.
All right.
Give me the washcloth, nurse.
No, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Look, Mr. Schultz, out there you might be the big, bold policeman. And if you pulled me over for speeding, I'd shiver in my shoes. But in here, I'm the boss and you'll do what you're told. Just bear in mind that if you don't, I can make life very unpleasant. Like ordering an enema for that constipation.
But I'm not constipated.
But you would be on total bed rest and a low-fibre diet.
That was fast work.
Found him down the Federal drinking with his mate.
He's tucked away in the cells.
Don't know what all the fuss is about.
Causing a fray, assault police, intentionally caused serious injury.
Geez, it's just a bit of a bingle.
Which landed one of my men in hospital.
Yeah, I didn't mean to break the skin. Just bad luck, that.
What did you mean to do?
Make a good show for the camera. That's what we're paid to do.
Paid?
Yeah. Oh.
Who by?
Well...
Who paid you?
It was just beer money. You know, bit of fun. Harriet Keppel.
What's she's been?
How's the shoulder
It's a
feeling?
bit sore. Stiff, actually.
Do you want something for the pain?
No, that stuff, thanks. No.
You know, you're better off getting some rest rather than lying there tossing and turning.
Well, I mean, rest and this nightgown thing, it's as drafty as a tent in a high wind.
Well, isn't there somebody who could bring you in some pyjamas?
No, it'd be a bit difficult. She died about 6 years ago.
I'm sorry.
So was the other driver.
Laszlo, wake up.
Denise, what are you doing here? You crazy? What if somebody see you?
I'm sorry, I had to come and talk to you.
Get out of here.
Not until
get
I've said
going.
what I came to say.
All right, talk.
It's all over, Laszlo. I'm not going to see you anymore.
What?
And he found out. Well, I thought he didn't care, but he does.
He? You mean it was him?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have him arrested. For attempted murder. I get him locked up.
Look, I think you'd better just forget it. He means business. He said that he wasn't aiming at your backside. If you hadn't turned around at the last minute, you'd be singing soprano.
You mean... My God.
It's a funny way to prove you love someone, but... I'm sorry.
Hey, do you want to go down and ring up Detective Hashem and tell him to come over here? Please?
Solved the case, eh, Sherlock?
Yes, I've done it without leaving my bed. Not bad, eh? Just the man from the sewage farm said if you wait long enough, your work will come round to you. Sooner or later.
Bastard was sending me out on field work, then hopping in the cop with a missus. What was I supposed to do? Grin and bear it?
Well, you could have killed him, Andy.
I'm just sorry I missed what I was aiming for. Admit it, you'd have done the same. Any man would.
So where's the rifle?
I hid it in that farmer's shed.
Well, Keith Purvis.
Teach him a lesson, shooting at me and Pete. We had a legal right to be here.
Well, I'm sure you're a law-abiding citizen most of the time.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I want my licence back. You know that other gun wasn't mine.
Sorry, Keith, out of the question.
I'll appeal. Take you to court. You know it wasn't me shot Horvath. You got no right.
Well, given your track record, we've got every right. Sorry, mate, but that's the way it is.
Keith, if you're such a law-abiding citizen, what's this doing in the back of your ute, mate?
Left over from the last time I went roo shooting. Bother Billy.
Like a bit of petrol with your tea, do you, Keith? I thought most people preferred gum leaves. And this here, what's that for the fire? Looks a bit like a survey pig.
No, that's an illegal search, that is.
Oh, Keith, you're going to have enough blueies to paper 2 dunnies, mate.
Now, Tom, this...
I did warn you.
Tom, mate!
Fixing up Jackson's car, steam cleaning the inside of Horvath's 4-wheel drive, wasting my officer's time blowing up 4 flat tyres. What do you reckon, Wayne? A couple of $1,000 worth of damage there.
At least.
Surely this could have been done over the phone, PG. I really don't appreciate being called all the way back here. Charming as your company is.
Miss Keppel, I must advise you that you could be facing a number of charges, inciting a riot, hindering the police and recklessly causing serious injury.
I deny everything. Oh, PJ, come on, it just got a little out of hand. You know what people are like when the cameras start to roll.
Especially when they're being paid to stick the boot in. We'll be speaking to the press council about this, Miss Keppel.
Okay, I may have some useful information for you, but in private.
No,
I don't think
you
that's
have
a good
to say
idea.
I
customer
promise not to
welcome
cry
you
sexual
for that.
harassment. He's a big boy, Constable. He can take care of himself. Whoa, is that little girl got the hots for you? Written all over her.
The deal, Harriet.
Okay, well, the inside dirt on this prison issue and a weekend in Byron Bay with me.
Byron Bay? Wacko, I love Byron Bay. But you know how it is.
Oh, I should have guessed. It's mutual, isn't it?
No, Constable Doyle and I were just
Oh, what,
friends.
PJ?
The information, Harriet.
Okay. This is what's really going on.
She told you what? Excuse me. Ted Faulkner, please. This whole project's been a piece of political grandstanding from start to finish.
Don't know what you mean, Tom.
A sop to the law and order mob. The government needs to be seen to be doing something about the rising crime rate, so what do?
Well, we're the first line of defence, aren't we?
They never intended to build that prison here. The Institute of Forensic Psychiatry is going to be attached to one of the big city teaching hospitals.
Well, you're better informed than I am, Tom. In any case, we need to be seen doing our job, even if our job doesn't seem absolutely necessary sometimes. It's a matter of principle.
I've spent years building a good relationship with this community. It's been blown apart in 3 days by this matter of principle.
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Tom. In any case, we're here to enforce the law, not to make friends.
But what about customer services? These winds of change we've been hearing so much about.
Well, I'll tell you when I finish my course. In the meantime, it's business as usual, right? I'll see myself out.
How you going?
Sorry, Mr. Schultz, I didn't mean to wake you up.
Oh, for that sponge bath thing, I think you should be calling me Nick.
Well, your x-rays are clear. There's no damage to the shoulder and no residual effects from the concussion, so you can go home tomorrow.
Good. Good. I thought you might have to keep me in for another 24 hours for observation or something.
Oh, no, I think I've seen enough of you as I need to, for the moment. Just drop by the medical centre in a couple of days and I'll have a look at the shoulder. In the meantime, try and get some rest. Good night. Nick.
Anyway, this journo reckons the whole thing was a put-up job. They reckon they never intended to build a prison here in the first place.
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. If we hadn't have protested, who knows? If it was a try-on, it certainly didn't work. Good to see you. Views all round?
Yeah. Beauty. I'll take you.